Hello everyone, welcome to Vicky's Signature. If this is the first time you are seeing this channel, thanks for stopping by, and to my returning subscribers, thanks for sticking to this channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be looking at how to cut and sew this beautiful 4-layered shirred dress. Yes, it is also a smoke dress, whichever way you can call it. So this is a style that is trending, and I also decided to give it a try. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first person to see it. So let's get right into the video. So for this tutorial, I made use of our African print fabric. This is a fabric I'm using. I've not opened it. This is a 6 years. So when we are done with this dress, we'll know how much it consumed. But when I was done, it consumed 3 years before I forget. So I made use of 3 years. So this is 1 yard. I cut out 1 yard in order for us to use it for the upper part. So let's fold it together. So guys, this is me folding it, and I've done folding it. So let's start and draft it together. So this is my ruler, and I've gone ahead to rule a line to serve as our starting point for the upper bodice. So next thing we'll be doing is we are going to be marking the length of the dress. So the length, my waistline, which is half length, is 16 inches, but this dress doesn't really start from this 16 inches. You have to add like 2 more inches. So I've been making use of 18 inches. So now, instead of marking 18 inches starting from 1, I'll be removing 5 inches because it is an off-shoulder dress. There's no shoulder. Yes, so I'll be starting from that 5 inches and then mark anywhere that is 18 inches. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'll minus 5 from the upper bodice and then mark what I have. Now, after marking it on the down part, I'll be adding 1 inches for joining of the down part when we want to join it. So that is a 1 inch that I am marking. I believe you understand what I'm doing. So now let's move to the upper bodice. So for us to start it, we are going to be dividing our bust measurement by 4. So when I divided I have 9 inches. That is 36 divided by 4, it is 9 inches. And then since this is a smoked dress, we are going to be using an elastic thread to sew it. I'll be adding 6 more extra inches. Can you see? So that is the 6 inches I added to the bust points there. Now let's move to the waist. The waist I'm working with is 30 inches. No, it's not 30, it's 30 inches, right? Yes, so 30 inches. So 30 inches divided by 4 is 7.5. So that is a 7.5 I marked plus our 6 inches. I believe you understand. So from that point, I'll be connecting the line upward, just as you can see me doing. So after connecting it, this is what we have. We have our waist and then the upper part. Now on this upper part, we are going to be folding the dress. Yes, we are going to be folding the upper part before we start sewing. So the half inch that is up will not be enough for the folding. We are going to be folding it like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, so when we fold it like this, you discover that we have entered inside our measurement. So what do? We are going to be adding half inch on that upper bodice to make it 1 inch on the up and the down. So that 1 inch, now that is what we are going to be using to fold the upper bodice. And now after adding our half inch, we discover that it have reduced our measurement on the down part. So I will replace that half inch there. You know, tailoring is just like addition and subtraction. So I've gone ahead to cut it. Now I'll just use this particular pattern to place it on a new paper, on a new Ankara, and cut it out, which is going to serve as our back. It's same measurement I'm using. Yes, it's same measurement I'm using. I only cut the front separate so that we all can understand it properly. So this is me placing it on a new print, on a new Ankara, so that I can cut out the back. I told you it is same measurement I'm using. So let's go ahead to cut. So guys, after cutting, this is what we have. Let's unpin it and then start our sewing properly. So now before we sew, let's go ahead to open it. Now after opening it, we are going to be folding it down so that we'll go to the sewing machine and sew it down. We're going to be sewing it with our normal thread. Yes, this is a folding that I was talking about. That was why we added that extra ½ inch to make the total of 1 inch on the upper body. So when I'm done sewing it, I will bring it. So guys, after folding all the upper parts, this is what I have. Can you see? So now we'll be ruling our half inch line all the way down. Although I'll not be reaching down, but I'll just rule it small so that you get what I'm trying to say. So this is where we'll be sewing our elastic thread on. So now this is the elastic thread. I bought it 100 naira for one, so I'll be making use of two, but at the end of the day I discovered I used 1.5. So let's carry one and then reel it on our reelers. Yes, so that we can start our sewing properly. So this is our elastic thread and then this is our reeler. Most times I use my hand to reel it, but you can actually use your machine to do that, but I'm using the hand so that we all can see it properly. So let's roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. If you like my song, please let me know in the comment section. Yes, so let's roll. Then we are done rolling it on the reelers, and then this is what we are. Can you see that the thread is stretching? Yes, so we're going to be putting it in our short tool and then bring it out just as you fix your normal thread on your short tool. So after doing that, we are going to proceed to our sewing machine and do our magic there. So this is me putting it in my sewing machine and then bringing the thread out so that we can start sewing properly. Yes, so we can start sewing properly. I believe you can see it very well. So let's fix our upper thread on the needle. The upper thread is our regular thread, then the down thread, it is that one that is elastic thread. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So this is our piece that will be sewing the elastic thread on. So let's start our sewing so that you can see how it is going. So the more you sew, the more it gathers. So let's start and see. Yes, can you see? So this is our sewing. Can you see that it's gathering small? Yes, it's not really showing because this is the first line. Maybe when we go to second, third line, you see what I'm trying to say very well. Believe you understand what I'm saying. So let's go fast now. Yeah, can you see that it's gathering now? It is gathering very well. It's gathering very well. Let's sew again. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first person to see it. Because in this channel, I give a well-detailed tutorial. Can you see how fast we are going? Can you see that it's gathering here? So we are going to just continue like this till we get to the end of it and then do same thing for the second piece. So guys, I couldn't video all the process in order for us not to waste too much time. So after sewing it, can you see that it's dragging, it's drawing? Yes, this is what we have. So let's place them together, back and front placed together. Then we are going to be joining the side together. So before joining it, we are going to secure it with our pin. So that is what I'm trying to do. We're going to secure it our pin. Please, when you are done sewing it, make sure you give it a very good weaving. Yes, so I'll weave my own when I'm done sewing it so that the thread will not pull out. So guys, after joining it, this is what we have. This is just like a tube. Can you see? It's so nice. You can even use only this. Yes, so now next we'll be doing it. We are going to be measuring the down of the upper bodice now. Yes, that we're going to measure the waist. So when you measure, you draw. So at the end of the day, while after measuring it, I have, I think, 23 inches. Yes, this is 23 inches that I have. So now it is that 23 inches we are going to be using to cut our lining on fold. You discover I measured just one part of this upper body of the waist actually. So it is going to be cut on fold. That 23 now it is 46 when it is open, right? So let's fold our lining. So without wasting time, I've gone ahead to fold it, and then let's measure our 23. Can you see that it is measured on fold? So this is our 23. I'll be adding 1 inch for joining allowance. So I'll measure that 23 inches. I'm sorry, I'll be measuring that 24 inches down. It is not 23 again. I added 1 inch for joining now, so it is no longer 23. So now next thing we'll be doing is we are going to now what measure half inch on the upper bodice, that is on the top of the line. Is that place now is going to be serving as our joining allowance. You discover we added 1 inch for the this thing for the upper bodice where we smoked. Yes, so we are adding that 1 inch here so that we'll be joining the two together. Now after doing that, we are going to be measuring our length. Now the full length of the gown I'm working with is 40 inches. So 40 minus the 18 that we had for the upper part is 22. So that is just the 22 I marked. Now after marking the 22, you discover that the lining will not reach the down. We'll be removing 5 inches, which is going to be because of the last layer of the gathers, or the last layer of this flay, anyone you can call it. So because of that last layer, I'll be removing 5 inches. So after removing that 5 inches, you discover that I added 1 inch there in order for us to use it to turn the lining when we are done, like in order for us to sew the lining properly. So that is what we have. Now next thing we'll be doing is we are going to be marking our layers properly. Discover that we have 5 layers. So the upper part is the first layer, the down part is the fourth layer. So we'll be marking our third and fourth, our second and third layer. So for the layer, I'll be making use of 6 inches difference. After marking that 6 inches, I'll go ahead to mark another 6 inches. That is to say, after the first line, this is the first layer, second layer, third layer, and then this is the last layer. And I made use of 6 inches starting from the first layer. So I'll go ahead to mark our 6 inches all over. Then I'll rule a line. Can you see? So after doing this on this part, I'll also go to the back. I'll turn to the back of the this thing of the lining and do exact same thing, because we are going to be sewing on all the parts. Yes, so when I'm done, we're going to see it. So can you see? Now after marking the line, we are going to be talking about our layers. So for the first layers, what I'll be doing is I'll be making use of 8 inches for the length. Then I'll cut 10 inches, that is 1.5 for joining, and then 2 inches for 1.5 for folding, 2 inches for joining. The second layer is also same thing as the first, but the last layer is 5 inches. So you discover that Ankara is 45 inches for the length. So for the first layer, I'll be making use of 3 Ankara. Second layer, I'll make use of 2 Ankara. Third layer 2, and then the last layer is also 2. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So let me cut it so that I'll explain it very well. So for the first layer, which is our 7 inches, this is our 2 Ankara length, 45. Second layer, which is 8 inches, that is 2. Third layer, which is 8 inches, that is 2. Can you see? And then the last layer, which is going to be full very well, we made use of 3 Ankara. 5 is 45 in 3 places. I believe you understand it down to this point. Now what we are going to be doing is, let's join all the pieces together. I told you the first layer is 8, but I'll be cutting 10. That 10 is 1.5 for folding of the down part, which is that part that I'm showing right now. Then the remaining half inch is for joining. So let's do that and then I'll bring it. So guys, after I was done doing all that, let's start our sewing on our lining properly. So this is the last layer. So let's go ahead to unpin our pin from the lining. Then we can start our sewing. So guys, after unpinning it, let's open it up properly so that we all can see it very well. Now for this first layer, this is for the last layer down. Actually, for the last layer down, that is where we are going to be starting our sewing from. And this sewing is going to be in a gathers form, in a pleat form. We are going to be pleating it on it. So can you see what I'm doing? Sorry, it is raining heavily, so the whole place is dark, but I believe you can see what I'm showing you. So we'll go to the sewing machine. We are going to be pleating it. Can you see? We'll pleat and sew down to the length of the lining, just as I've marked. Then I'll bring it. So guys, after sewing the first pleats on the lining, this is what I have. Can you see the way I sew it? Yes, so it's looking so nice. So the second one is also the same thing that we'll be sewing. We are going to be running our pleats on the second layer. Can you see? Just as we pleat the first layer, that is how we are going to be pleating the second layer. We pleat and sew, pleat and sew, pleat and sew, pleat and sew. Once I'm done, I'll bring it. So guys, after doing the second layer, can you see this is what we have? Now, next thing is going to be the third layer. Yes. So the third layer, we are going to still pleat it just as we did for the first and second. So guys, can you see? Yes, the rain have reduced. That you see that this place is very clear now. So first, second, and third layer, it is very okay now. So we are left with the last layer, and it is still going to be same thing we did for all the layers, but in this case now, it is going to be a full pleat that we are going to be using. You discover that the first to third layers, they have space, but this one will not have space, so that it will be very full. So guys, can you see what I'm saying? This is how the pleat is. So our first, second, third, and fourth layers are ready. So next thing we'll be doing is we are going to be joining the fabric to fabric, which is Ankara piece to Ankara piece. So I'll just go ahead to rip out the seam that I've sewn. I'm going to loosen it and then sew it together. Can you see the first layers? I'll join the first layers together. The second layers, I'll also join them together. Can you see what I'm showing you? The third layer, after losing it small, I'll join it together and then applicable to the last layer. So after joining it down, you discover that they have all pushed in. Now what is left is our lining. Next thing is to go ahead and join the lining with our 1 inch that we added earlier while cutting. I believe you remember that 1 inch. So I'll go ahead to join it and bring it. So guys, after joining, this is what we have. It's not looking like a skirt, right? So next thing we'll be doing is for us to be fixing the upper bodice to it. So let's bring our upper bodice. So this is the upper bodice, and then this is the waist. This is the upper part, and then this side is the waist part. So let's try to locate the part that we joined the lining. So that part now is going to serve as our center back. So that is why I'm trying to locate the center back of this upper body. So you are just going to join it together. This is just like joining upper bodies and down bodies together. So you are just going to join it together. The more you join and sew, you stretch, like you draw the cloth while sewing. You discover that while we are measuring the waist, we draw it. So if you don't draw it while sewing, you are going to be short of fabric because it won't get to the end of what you have. So please look at what I'm doing properly. So this is me just pinning it down so that you can see. So this is what we are going to have when we are done. So next thing now is for us to go to the sewing machine and then sew it all the way around. Don't forget to use your 1 inch that we added earlier. So we are going to be sewing it. Can you see? You sew, you draw. Can you see? You sew, you draw, you sew, you draw. This is very, very self-explanatory. I believe you understand. So once I'm done, I'll bring you. So guys, our gown is 90% ready. So next thing we'll be doing, we are going to be fixing our strap. So you can fix the strap in whatever way you want it. Some fix at the back and front, then tie it on the shoulder. But this particular one, I'm just fixing at the front and then I will be tying it on the neckline. So what I did from the side, I'll be marking 3 inches out towards the front. Yes, this is the 3 inches I'm marking. I believe you see it. So after marking the 3 inches, I'll carry one of the strap and then pin it down at the inside. So when sewing it, make sure you hide all those small thread I'll be showing. You're going to be pinning it down and then use your pin to secure it. And I'll also do exact same thing to the other side. So what I did is we'll go out by 3 inches. That is marking from the side, then coming to the front with 3 inches. So that is the 3 inches that I'm trying to mark. So after marking it, I hold a point together, then bring my strap that I've sewn, then put it there, fold it in very well so that the whole thing is going to be look It's going to look very clean. After that, I'll place it, then use my pin to secure it properly. So when I'm done securing it, next thing is for me to go to the sewing machine and then sew it down properly. And then that is all for this tutorial. Please, if you have any question, kindly drop it in the comment section. I'll attend to you. Bye, and see you in my next tutorial. So this is our beautiful outcome. It's so fine and I really love it. So bye.